Hey, all right. It's UltraChenTV. It's the Tuesday Newsday.
Tuesday Newsday. I actually kind of like that.
Kind of like it too, because this
Newsday.
has really become the news hour. When we first started, this was like anything.
Right. We sometimes did like match analysis together and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's pretty much gone away. It's pretty much the news day. So I don't know. That's what I called it today. But in any case, my name is David.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I was just looking at the chat to make sure that there was no sound issue.
I looked at it. They said that they heard the Third Strike music that was playing. So I was like, okay. And, you know, it was playing Mexican Chili Dog, which is the best. So if that's what it's called, I forget. But,
what?
That's what it's called.
What song is called Mexican Chili Dog?
It's Sean's background, I think it is, and Sean and Urian's background, I think, is called Mexican Chili Dog.
They don't have the same background.
Do they not? Oh, that's right.
Sean has the docks, and Urian has like, I don't know, Mayan ruins maybe, something like that.
I can't remember now. So
anyway, like I was gonna say, I'm Ultra David. This is James Chen, and today we're gonna talk about a few things. New consoles have been released. PS4 is out. Xbone is coming out in just a couple of days.
Sorry, it's Crazy Chili Dog.
Oh, excuse me.
Which is Urian stage, so there you go.
Killer Instinct is coming out pretty soon as well. There's going to be a tournament for that. We'll get to that. But I guess what we're going to do to start is talk about some new Street Fighter 4 tech that has been all the rage over the last few days.
Dude, it's all everybody's been talking about because it's so funny too that it just happened right before the Capcom Cup.
Right.
Because this is exactly like the Infinites coming out in Marvel right before EVO in 2012.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the same thing, but this technology basically just increases further the game playing itself for you in a weird way.
Well, okay, so you spent quite a bit of time over the weekend investigating it. We had a stream of that. You had a stream of that.
Yeah.
And that's now up on YouTube if you want to see James mess around with it. So since you have looked into it, why don't you describe it?
Okay, sure. So basically, I don't want to get too technical here, but...
Get technical, man.
Okay, sure. Okay, fine.
Go nuts.
So it looks like what happens is that at the end of normal moves, and we haven't tested this yet with specials into specials, because it could be very possible. It could be very possible, right? But we don't know yet. But at the end of a normal move, like maybe the last couple of frames or something.
I've heard the last 5 frames.
Last 5
That's
frames?
what I've heard.
Okay, that makes sense, because that's kind of reversal window, right? The reversal window is 5 frames, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you hold down back during the end of that, apparently... like your character will go into block animation sooner or something, like if an opponent tries to attack it, but then you can cancel those block animation frames into a special move or an ultra. What this basically means then is that you can whiff a normal or make them block a normal, do a code for a special move, and end it in down back. And then when you activate the special moves, if you hit it during that little 5-frame window or whatever n frame window at the end of your normal move, if the opponent does nothing, you do nothing because you're in the middle of your move, so your special move can't come out at all. However, I'm sure you guys have all seen the hitbox videos, or people have seen hitbox pictures where you'll see the boxes, and there's that really long yellow box that kind of sticks out of you. That's the attack box. That's what triggers proximity blocking. So in other words, if you're a full screen away and you do a move, you're not going to go into blocking animation.
The other guy won't go into a blocking animation.
Right. But if you're within that yellow box that sticks out of you, you will go into blocking animation. So any move that has that yellow bar, that has, you know, attacky frames, I guess you want to call them, will put the opponent into that block stun that I talked about at the end of their normal move. And then that gets canceled by the special move that you input at down back.
Well, it's not block stun, right? It's just the animation.
Right.
So when, as James was saying, when you're within your opponent's yellow box and the opponent attacks, you go into block animation. Mm-hmm. Even if it doesn't touch you. Or even if it doesn't touch you. I guess for whatever reason, that lets you cancel out of the end of your normal attack.
Mm-hmm. With a special move.
With a special move or an ultra.
Right.
Now, different moves have different proximity block ranges.
Mm-hmm.
You can see all of this in the hitbox data if you want to look that up. it depends in part on how long the move itself is. It also depends on the strength of the button. Jabs tend to have smaller proximity blocking boxes than fierces and roundhouses do. And the tech itself is it's a way to do lots of things, and I guess we'll get into that. But it's not entirely settled yet. Just before we get to the applications, a few things aren't entirely settled. So it does trigger the first, as you're doing this option select. If your opponent presses a button, the option select triggers your special or ultra on the first frame of the opponent's button.
On their first.
The startup frame.
No, it's not necessarily on the very first frame.
Nuh-uh.
It has to be the first active
Nuh-uh.
frame. Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Because the proximity box comes out instantly.
Oh, if it's on the first frame, yeah. Some moves do, some moves do not.
So, I think all of them do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Huh, maybe. Okay.
It's for that whole length of time. It's for the whole startup and active frames part of it. So if you time your button like a little bit weirdly, and it's, I guess, during the opponent's active frames that the option select comes into play, then you'll still get it. So there's a bigger window than just like one or two. It seems like there's a little significant window where you can do it.
I mean, it's just basically a good way to think about it is you can cancel the end of some normals into blocks. But then, for some other reason, you can cancel those into special moves. Which is kind of weird, because I just realized right now, that might actually let you cancel the end of normals into specials sooner if a fireball happens to be in your face or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you could probably, like, if you whiff low forward with Cammy and Ryu throws a Hadouken at you, you might as well ultra and end and down back.
Man, Aliun already has the vid out.
Does he? Oh.
Already has the vid out. Showing exactly that. And I talked with him about it quite a bit today. He and Gilly and a few other people in IRC.
Yeah, Ryu Apprentice has been doing a lot of work with that too as well.
People have probably seen V Ryu doing some good tech. But it also is the case that it triggers if the opponent crosses you up.
Yes.
I don't know. Why?
Because the turnaround frames probably can cancel the last couple of frames.
That must be what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That must be what it is. So I don't know why either of these things work. It's just some glitch. Right? Like, it's not like some intentional property. That it's just some glitch. Who was the guy who brought it to your attention?
Otanast was the one who brought it to my attention. He saw it from someone who just happened to record a random Cody vid, and it just happened to do that. Like, he was trying an option select, and he just happened to record it, and he put up the video like, this is weird, this option select.
I saw that, yeah.
And then Otanas sent it to me, and then that's when I ran on stream. Like, it was in the middle of the day, too, and I was just like, I've got stuff to do, I want to do the stuff, and I watched that Cody video, and I was like, no, I gotta test this out, man. So I immediately just went to training mode, and then I figured... What happened was I tested it and I found it was working with Dan. I was getting it to work with Dan, and I was going to try to record a video, and I was like, why don't I just stream this? So I ended up streaming it, yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it's probably to do with state changes. I mean, that's since it's both the turnaround and also the block animation.
Right.
I don't know. Now that... Okay, so what we're gonna do, by the way?
I'm trying to set it up right now.
Yeah, so we're gonna put this on screen in just a second. After James sets it up, we're in training mode right now in Street Fighter 4. He's got Ryu, he's got Cammy.
Wow, her low fierce is so fast.
Her low fierce is really fast. That sounded pretty good.
Let's try this now.
Here, put it on stream.
Okay, hang on. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You got it. You got it.
All right, so here we go. So here we go with the cool. So if you guys haven't seen this yet, this is the reason why this is so effective. We have Cammy here running around doing a bunch of low fierces, and wow, why is it freezing up on it? Do other people see the little stuttering on there?
Yeah.
Let me try quitting some applications here to make it look a little, maybe make it smoother here. But in any case, you sit here and you see Cammy is doing the low punch, right? And she's not coming out with anything else. However, if I decide to attack, and not hit her, it triggers the ultra.
So she just canceled out of her animation, as you could see. Like, she was no longer doing the crouching fierce recovery. She was just in an ultra.
Right. And so it'll work for something like a Hadouken as well. See, I just started the Hadouken.
Right.
And I just got bodied right there.
Right.
So I could probably do it on an uppercut too. Yep. Woo!
Right.
You can even do it on jump attack too if you want to. Whoops, as long as she doesn't punch me. See, there you go. Because it triggers the block. As long as you trigger the block, that's the whole key. One of the key ones is focus, because focus will actually cause things that... Because you remember whenever someone focuses, you can't walk backwards anymore. It's because even though they're not attacking, it produces that yellow box that forces you to block.
Exactly.
So focus is one of them. And there you go. So...
I think it has been confirmed to work with charge characters too.
Yeah. Actually, Ryu Apprentice says that he can do it like 9 out of 10 times just in normal combat. Like, he'll record the training mode dummy. Oh, yeah. He'll actually record the training mode dummy, and he'll get it like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
So he can do it with Balrog. He does it with Balrog, so...
We should say that it seems so far that this can only be done through a crouching normal. So your normal... that is canceled into the special or ultra has only been a crouching normal so far.
Has it really been that way?
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's all anybody's done it with.
All right, I gotta try that.
You're gonna try it? Well,
yeah.
Might as well put it back on.
I mean, well, we can keep talking. Oh, you want to
just do split screen?
Sure. Okay. We'll just stare at this right here, and I'll put us at the bottom like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
So, get rid of webcam bottom. There we go.
Sweet.
So there you go.
Okay, cool. So I guess you'll try it out with standing normals.
Yeah.
That was a stand fierce. When I first saw videos of people trying it with charge characters, they were trying it with stand buttons.
Yeah, I was trying it with stand and crouch. I was trying both.
And crouch too.
Yeah, but I couldn't get the crouch ones. But that might just be because I just don't know the characters well enough or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So far, people have only been able to do it with standing buttons.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a glitch. Like, it's gonna be weird.
Right.
It's gonna be some glitchy nonsense because that's what it is. Right?
That's
it's
really
not working.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I don't know why. So, oh no. I guess let's talk a little bit about the applications of this.
Oh yeah. Actually, if I could find that, the Fei Long video that I saw was pretty much the best one that I saw.
Okay, I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, the Fei Long video that I saw was the best. So let me just put us up here right now, and let me go and dig that out for you guys real quick.
Okay.
I should be able to find that pretty fast because I just sent it out.
So in the meantime, I've seen some good vids on this. Like I said, V-Ryu's is one of the most interesting. Aliyun's is another one of the most interesting so far. V-Ryu with Makoto uses Makoto's Ultra 1, which is a 7-frame Ultra that is invincible, and it's super awesome, right? Very fast, very invincible move. What he does is he does a meaty attack, or no, I guess it's not actually a true meaty.
No, he makes it so that it whiffs right at the end.
It has to whiff just at the end.
When the guy gets up.
Exactly. Yeah. And if the guy does get up with a reversal dragon punch or reversal any move, then Ultra comes out.
It triggers the Ultra, right?
And that beats a lot of dragon punches. Not every dragon punch, EX, whatever Seth DP will get through. But his video had it with Sagat, and he was beating Sagat reversal uppercut. Right? Which is pretty nice. Like you said, it has to be the whiff part of it. And if, Sagat can beat the OS essentially by standing still. Right. But as Makoto, if you can convince your opponent to stand still, then you've done a lot of the work, right? If the opponent has to deal with Makoto as she is there in their face without panicking out with Dragon Punch or some such, then she is much scarier.
Yeah, exactly. So here, let me go ahead and let me play this video on here. It might be a little bit freezy or whatever like that because that's the problem we've been running into. But so check this out here. So this guy, what he does here, Remy Maru. He makes him block low short, and then he throws him, right? So what this ends up doing here is that because the opponent's uppercut triggers first, if he uppercuts, Fei Long's flame kick wins, right? Now, this gets really kind of nasty here because, okay, so he just did a regular normal move. Now, this is the crazy part here. He fails this attempt here. I've watched this video like 4 times already. But this one, check this out. He backdashes, and the option select... Oh, see, he messed up the backdash there. But then he gets the throw here. He tries the backdash. And the option select triggers.
It still comes out?
Because the block stun ends. It's the classic option select. So I called it the option selectception or something like that. Cause
it's two option selects.
Yeah, there's the one, it's like the sweep, the jab sweep option select.
Right.
On top of this option select.
So it's like the quote-unquote old school option select, the old Street Fighter 4 option selects that people made when we were first starting to do Street Fighter 4 style option selects. But then on top of that, it's the proxy option select, the Proxioooohhhshi.
Yes, so it's like all option selects all together on one. So like I said, I called it option selectception, I think it is.
So obviously there are some great offensive applications to this. As media attacks, you just saw one. I described the other with Makoto. A couple of good ones. Another
great one. Poor Dalsum. Ryu can whiff low forward from a screen away, and if Dalsum tries to fierce punch him, he can uppercut. If he times it wrong, it'll... So here's the thing. If your first active frame... See, this is why I don't believe that it's the first initial frame. Because if your first active frame connects on the opponent, it won't trigger it. So watch. I'll record it real quick here.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I got that to work again. Here, I'll switch back again. Alright. Oops. Okay, so I got it there, right? But now here's the trick. If my first active frame actually hits her, whoops, it won't trigger. See? But if I'm too far away, then it triggers.
Okay, yeah, I'm persuaded.
Yeah. So it's definitely the first active frame if there happens to be one, you know, like that. There are some other moves that I feel like produce that frame before the first active frame, because I swear, you're right. I've seen it sometimes where it's just like, bah, and then the Ultra comes out. So, yeah.
So people are doing it in footsies too. Aliyun has a video where he has Cammy and she's doing crouching medium kick, option select, drill, right, EX drill. And that move is invincible at the start, actually, to projectiles.
Yeah,
so you can use that to pretty much own up fireballs, right? And the move is very fast and it goes pretty far. So even if the opponent does like a crouching medium kick, you have a pretty good chance of beating it. It's not invincible to hit, but it does have a good hitbox on it and it starts up quickly. So it's a really good mid-range option. I'm sure Hakan can do the same kind of thing with one of his buttons into his own slide. We've seen people do it with Geef. I think you did it with Geef.
Yeah, I did it with Geef. With spinning pile driver, low short and spinning pile driver.
Or crouching medium kick pile driver.
Yeah, I did it with that one too.
Yeah, that seems really good to me. Crouching medium kick pile driver or crouching medium kick EX hand both seem really good.
Right.
So there are those mid-range options too. Now, if you want to blow it up, you can, in some cases, whiff a jab. So you have a character who has a pretty fast ultra, so you're not really going to be able to whiff a jab that well. Or maybe you can.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay, cool.
And like I said, the other one, of course, the way that it's easy to blow up is with focus attack.
Yeah.
Right? So like I said, especially with Cammy, even though this looks bad, I can backdash and get myself out of trouble for the most part. Like that, right? So, I mean, if I'm too close... Yeah, then if I'm far enough away, the Ultra will connect. It's just a bad property of Cammy's. Like, you're not going to do that to Balrog.
No, right.
Because Balrog will juggle you anyway. Right. But it will work against like Cody if he does the sand one, because then you can backdash and just get sprayed out of the air and not take as much damage.
Okay.
Right? So
but like I said, different moves have different proximity block ranges.
But you saw right there, there's another way to do it. If you really think they're going to do it, then blow them up by just doing a neutral jump attack.
So can you go to the range where stand jab no longer activates it?
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah,
like that first range. Okay, now press fierce instead.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So different moves create different block stun.
That yellow
proximity block.
Yeah,
proximity block lengths.
They have different ranges basically. So
that means that you gotta know so much stuff to play this game now. This is ridiculous. So I'm serious. So not only do you have to know this option select and how it works, but you have to know what the proximity block ranges of your moves are and of your opponent's moves. Because if you're gonna use this in footsies, you gotta use it at a range where, so for example, this range that we just had as Cammy, the range where jabs will no longer activate it, but a fierce or a strong will.
Right.
So you gotta know these exact little spots. You gotta know what all of the moves do. Man, it is a really complicated game now.
I mean, obviously, the biggest problem with this is that I can be sitting here with Cammy, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this option select thing, and I go, whoops, and then I die, right? So, or I do, and I come out with the actual Ultra, because the timing is a little tricky. But, so, originally, I said that the timing was tricky enough that I do not think that this is going to be a real practical thing, right? But you can't underestimate the human being, right?
I already asked Aliyun whether he thinks he's doing it consistently. He's like, like, he's legit gonna use it at Capcom Cup.
Well, see, that's the thing, is I thought it was like maybe 1 or 2 frames, but the more and more people mess with this, it definitely seems like more than 1 frame.
Yeah, it's not a 1 frame.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that I got it even out with Cammy there once I figured out, oh, this is too early. And the first time I didn't get it too early, I'm like, oh, okay. That wasn't that hard to, like, practice and just train on. So,